before that, we got Mackenzie Dern looking fucking fine as fuck. Got a decision win over Jandaroba.
Yeah.
Not going to make the
her second loss of her career as well, by the way.
Jandaroba, 16-1. So 16-2.
She was no slouch.
And we thought that this fight was going to really primarily take place on the ground. They got two super elite ground fighters, and all they did was just bang it out. That's what kind of happens. There's a weird stylistic differential where if you have two high-level grapplers, somehow it always ends up being like a kind of sloppy kickboxing fight. And then if you have two excellent strikers, somehow they both get tired real quick and end up just grappling and trying to wrestle fucky one another. It's a weird thing.
I was so worried for Dern getting into this fight. You remember Jandaroba? Who did she fight in her last fight? She just pieced her up. I'm trying to remember. She fought somebody in...
I'm going to say, I think Mackenzie Dern has worked it out, right? Because she was struggling with weight. She was struggling... I don't know. She lost the fight somewhere along the line.
Child. And then still,
and she
great since.
Had a child, and ever since then, she's had her shit tightened up real hard. She looks shredded. That ass is, tight. The cheeks are tight.
Go ask Joey.
Beautiful. The UFC have a dime piece on their hands to promote with her. She must be working her way up the ranks very quickly. I think 9-1 now. I think. I can't wait to see who they pair up with. I think it was an excellent performance.
Great fight.
It was striking. It was a lot of strike. It was a kind of like a sloppy kickboxing match, but like, for these two women, it was hard, man. These two are very aggressive. That was what I probably took away from it. The aggression between these two, really headhunting each other, throwing like big 1-2s at one another, and just seeing who's going to fall.
That push kick by Dern was money as well.
Yeah. For someone who's a pretty face, you always want to kind of see that kind of like dog in them, Like she has the dog in her. She has that warrior spirit where she's not the best athlete, but she's got excellent skills on the ground, and on the feet, she doesn't care. She's not the most technical. She just swings bombs at you and.
She showed a move I don't think I've seen it with any other fighter, male or female. That was when she was on the bottom, and it looked like the fight was about to get stood up, but Jandaroba was kind of over her, kind of like... posing an intimidating presence, and she put both hands behind her ass and like was flying up kicks, like using the force from her arm to lift her body up and throw the up kick at the same time.
What's his name? Eddie Gordo out of Tekken.
It was ridiculous. Like these were no joke. These up kicks. That wasn't a regular up kick. Like she was using her hands to.
That's right too. There was a weird up kick in the Tony fight too, where they said that like Charles Oliveira's knee was potentially down, so that it was an illegal kick, and they stopped the action. I don't know about that. They really need to work that kind of shit out, where like the instant replay needs to be on point and they can work it out.
I think that was a good find though, because Oliveira's knee was on the ground.
I thought it,
and it was against.
It was
the
only
cage,
one knee, right? Is the rule that it has to be as long as one knee? That means you're grounded. How is Tony supposed to know that, right? It's not like it was a purposefully like dirty move. Like he didn't know.
No one's saying it was dirty though. No one questions Tony's integrity.
Yeah.
Anyway, back.
So now this is some big news, baby boy. Kevin motherfucking Holland. All right, Trailblazer.
Yeah.
Whew.
Who knocks out
Jacare Souza whilst he's on bottom?
Yeah.
Like he's on his back. Jacare had a tough time getting him down, man. He's got springs for hips. So Jacare comes after Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland's trying to, pounce and move and bang in and out, and Jacare gets a hold of him. Drags him to the ground, bounces to his feet, drags him back down. He's on his back, in guard. Jacare's kind of looking at him like smiling because he's talking a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And Kevin Holland somehow like pushes back, creates space, and then whips his fucking... How long's his arms? He must have a crazy reach.
We want to talk about precision though. This was right on the button.
Dude, he bangs Jacare off of his back with this huge punch, and then Jacare basically gets knocked out as he's like... on his knees and just falls back onto the cage, and Kevin Holland just stands up and just continues to wallop on him until
I've never seen him knock out like that.
Whoo! And it's Jacare Souza.
Yes.
It just looked like. What did it look like? I've never seen anything like that before. You never see someone who's like on their back like that, just kind of like slap someone and just stand up and just knock them out. It's so strange. Like Jacare was in the dominant position. Like he had him controlled, and then suddenly he was out cold.
I've never seen anything like it. The punch that he whipped around was on the money, and it was fast. From the position he threw it in, like Kevin Holland was so fast. He threw it from the bottom, and he didn't have his hand. Like I don't really Yeah, like what the hell, dude? He wasn't exactly like holding himself up or anything.
So Jacare has a control. Jacare has control
up.
of like 1 foot. He's holding his foot, and Kevin Holland's made enough space for him to like sit up off the bottom and whip this punch around and knock him out.
Ridiculous.
Off his back. How do you even get the leverage for that? How do you get enough leverage laying on your back to throw a punch? Not channeling any weight from like your torso, from your legs, from your hips, anything like that. Just like a legit slap.
And here we are thinking that Jacare is going to pose a
I thought Jacare is going to tool him on the
unstoppable ground game, and then it just Trailblazer just surprises us.
Now, Kevin Holland, 5-0 this year. That is something special for this era, like the COVID era. For him to just have like a 5-0 this year, he's just probably beat a big name, a long stay name at middleweight, and he knocked him out. I can't even remember the last time Jacare was knocked out.
They need to make a belt. They need to make a belt for Company Man.
First round, too.
He wins the Company Man award for this year.
He's in the running for Fighter of the Year.
And then who does he call out, dude?
Oh, in the post-fight speech.
Yes.
He calls for the Chimaev fight. Hamzat Chimaev, who's known for having that 2-week turnaround, being that guy who wants to fight immediately after.
When does he want to fight Chimaev?
Next week. He wants to fight the hottest, Kevin Holland might be the hottest prospect now out of the year, but the two guys are probably the two hottest prospects, the biggest, breakout superstars of the year, and he's calling Chimaev out on a week. Like, hey, man, I know you had that fight lined up with Leon that you were supposed to be the main event.
The Shark knockout was cool too, but
that was better.
Yeah.
You can't say me that wasn't better. You just beat Jacare.
Well, the Shark knockout was cool because it was quick and it was literally the first strike thrown.
Yeah. But we knew the Shark didn't really have a lot of chin. Whereas like Jacare, I don't think I can't actually remember if he's been knocked out. I'm not sure. If he has, it must have been a long time ago. I'm pretty sure he's never been knocked out. And he got knocked out by a punch that was not standing. There was no it didn't look like there was a lot of force behind it. It just kind of looked like a sit-up slap.
Use your core to hold yourself up.
Sit up and slap someone.
Whip something around and knock somebody out. See what happens.
Unreal, man.
Go do that to Jacare. See what happens.
So he's 21-5. He was 16-5 at the start of the year. Now 21-5. That's preposterous. Yeah. There's only one fight I want to see for Kevin Holland. I know you're saying you're rallying for he should probably be looking at a Israel Adesanya title shot soon.
Oh, actually,
soon?
I mean,
maybe 1 or 2
one
fights
fight away.
I want to see Darren Till.
Yeah.
Sorry for anybody, but anyone who had plans for Kevin Holland, but I mean, he has worked his way into the rankings.
Fight too.
I think he should be ranked in like the top 10 for sure. I think he should fight Darren Till. I know Darren Till broke his foot the other day on Insta. They said he hurt his knee, obviously in the Whitaker fight. I don't care. The trash talk between those two, the style-wise, like the way that those two kind of like the Muay Thai versus kind of like the Kung Fu, low hands, explosive style that Kevin Holland brings. That's the fight to make.
Yeah, they would sell the shit out of that fight.
That's
too.
a main
they
event
would.
if I've ever seen one. And Kevin Holland, man, he's not afraid of anybody. He just stepped in against Jacare, someone who should be stylistic poison for him, and just took his head off, man. He's dangerous. That's the craziest thing about Kevin Holland is that he is dangerous in every position. You're not safe in any position because he's so long, he's so wiry, and he's so powerful. With not a lot of leverage in his shots, it looks like, that you can't really think of yourself as in a strong, controlling position when you're fighting him because he can hit you from almost any angle. His hands are down. He looks... he doesn't look overly intimidating, but he's got a lot of fucking pop in those hands, man.
And I love that a new long striker is being born in middleweight. Being born this year, by the way.
How nice is that? He climbed his way out of the kind of, the end of last year, he loses to Brendan Allen, who was meant to be kind of like this year's hot prospect. And Brendan Allen just lost to Sean Strickland, got knocked out, I think. Yes. And meanwhile, in that same amount of time, I think Brendan Allen had maybe 1 fight this year, or maybe 1 or 2 fights. Looked okay, lost to Sean Strickland. Meanwhile, Kevin Holland's 5-fight win streak just probably beat a ranked opponent. Should be in the top 10, like at least 10. He'd have to be at least 10 after 5-fight win streak. And that 5-fight win streak's only come over like the last 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. I think his first fight was in June.
I'm going to say his first fight of this year was in April.
Potentially. Like it's not been like a 12-month span. Like he's fought like 5 times this year.
That's
but
what I'm
like,
saying. I think he won the award with this fight for,
and he wants to fight
for most
Chimaev
fights
next
in the shortest amount of time.
dude.
Yeah, come on.
That's come on, UFC. Come on. Actually give us that fight. Like if you I mean if you want to rebook the Leon Edwards fight, you guys were trying to talk about booking Chimaev against Damian Maia if he beats Mearshart. Let's do that. Give him that week's notice. 185.
May, dude.
May, so not far off. May through to December, he's won 5 fights.
In between.
Insane.
Jesus.
Insane. Woo-hoo-hoo! I can't wait to see him fight. I mean, I know the Till fight's big, but like, if you give him the Chimaev fight next week, I'd watch it.
It's like I'm looking at the Holland versus Ontiveros. Shit, that feels like 2 weeks ago.
Literally,
like yesterday,
a few days
dude.
ago almost. Yeah, and now he's sitting at 5-0 for the year in, as you said, from May.
Yeah, he's got a good end of year check coming. Dana White is going to look after him.
He's made a lot of money this year, man. He's becoming a superstar very quickly. He's good on the mic. He's looking like a very good potential opponent for Izzy as well, man.
The whole package. He's got a bright future, and I hope he.
And he just proved it too. That's probably the most dangerous grappler in the division to go up against, and he just fucking milked him from the bottom, man.
Yeah, you want to talk about like people say that Adesanya missed all the wrestle fuckers of the division. Well, he just went straight at one of the biggest.
He knocked out one of them. I think he'd knock Rockhold out, and I think he'd knock Weidman out. Those are the 3 heaviest grapplers, like the long time staple of the division. Like those 3 guys are like the litmus test for like the last few years since they've not been the champions. Yeah, and he just knocked one of them off pretty quickly. So,
rest of the card.
Yeah, we got Cyril Gane taking a knockout win over Junior, elbow behind the ear, 2nd round, I believe. Improves to 7-0. That's not a bad fight for your 7th professional fight to knock out Junior. We know Junior, is way over the hill now, but it's not looking good for Junior.
Way over, dude. He's rolling down the hill.
Yeah, 21-9. That's rough, man.
Yeah. All right, look, it might be time for Junior to retire, or Dana's.
I don't want to see him fight again. Do you want to see him get knocked out?
I think he retires, or Dana's going to cut you. I think
he's getting cut.
Take the prideful way out. Cyril Gane did what we all thought he was going to do. Honestly, like...
Keeps chipping away at the leg, body kicks, nice clean jab, and like wobbled him with a jab. His movement is absolutely cream, dude. Yeah. Beautiful. Just cream.
It's interesting seeing it.
It's gorgeous to watch because he's so fluent and free-flowing on the feet. Like he moves like he's a much lighter fighter, and he's massive. He's enormous. And he floats around the ring. His footwork is immaculate. His striking is not devastating, as you would say. Like he doesn't come after you like Francis, for example, like his former training partner.
I was gonna say he's a very patient heavyweight.
But yeah, he's got spectacular timing. His kickboxing is on point, and as you saw, he elbowed Junior after he stung him with it.
Just got him right behind the ear.
He stung him with the jab. Junior was running away, backing up, went onto the cage and started to start to skip out like he likes to do, and Cyril Gane just caught him with an elbow on the exit. What can you say? I mean, Cyril Gane should be fighting probably a ranked opponent, another ranked opponent, maybe an Overeem, maybe just pick someone out of the hat, someone from the top 8, top 7. It
could literally be anybody.
Volkov.
Yeah, I mean, Volkov's fighting soon.
Who's he fighting again?
He's fighting...
I actually don't remember.
Doodle. Who's Volkov fighting again?
Is it Rosenstruck? Overeem. No? Surely it's Overeem.
Oh, that's a cool fight if that's happening. Why do I not remember who Volkov is fighting? Is he fighting?
Maybe he's not. Who knows?
No.
There's a bunch of good fights for him. Like Cyril Gane, as you said, he's 7-0. There's a lot of names left in the division. Like it's not a stacked division. He could probably chip away at a bunch of guys.
Just search Alexander Volkov and it will come up. I thought maybe I'm wrong.
Doesn't matter. I mean,
yeah,
he could fight anybody. He just beat Junior. That throws him in there. That throws him in the mix to fight Rosenstruck, Overeem, Derek Lewis, Blades. Like he could fight any of those guys. He's got an excellent skill set for the division. So he's got excellent grappling. He's got good submissions. He's massive. He's long. To me, and this is my hot take. I've been saying this for a long time. I think Cyril Gane looks like Anthony Joshua.
Reem. Bang! It is Reem. Yep.
Yeah, thoughts. Yeah.
That is a cool. I like that
versus
fight.
Reem, that's a great fight.
I like that fight a lot.
Cyril Gane maybe fight the loser of that fight, but I'm just saying Cyril Gane looks like Anthony Joshua. It's weird, and Joshua just fought today, by the way, against Pulev, knocked him out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's strange because a lot of the heavyweights that are coming up, the only other big heavyweight prospect that we have is Greg Hardy, I guess. Yeah. And even Greg Hardy...
He's doing okay.
He's doing okay.
He's doing okay. He's doing a lot better than you'd think.
He did not pass his test of stepping up in competition. He
What are you
fought
talking
Volkov.
about against Volkov?
Volkov
Broke
yeah.
his hand, though.
Yeah, but he didn't pass the test. Whereas Silgan just passed his test with flying colours. So, I mean, Greg Hardy might have had more fights.
I think
especially
Volkov's
in
a
the UFC.
harder fight to win than JDS.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But I think Volkov's style, kickboxing-wise, he's not a better kickboxer than Cyril Gane. No. Like, I think Cyril Gane probably tunes him in the fight. Like, I think...
Cyril Gane versus Greg Hardy? I don't know.
Yeah, so those are your only two guys. Everyone else who's come through heavyweight recently in the last few years is a fat, sloppy, unathletic looking shit. And I mean, Cyril Gane is the only guy with any kind of potential. He looks like the heavyweights of old. He looks like, you know, the I don't want to say the steroid era, but like the good era of heavyweights. He looks like he's coming out of that.
It's weird
era.
like that, isn't it? We've got a couple.
Finally, he looks like a Greek god. No, I want to see that with my heavyweights. I don't want to see fat, sloppy guys who are coming out of a fucking bar.
Amongst the fucking sloppy, butter-looking motherfuckers, we got a few sprinkled little
who's the guy who
jacked dudes that just know how to fight?
Who's the fuck that Overeem just beat? Like
Augusto Sakai?
Sakai, man, he looks like a melted candle.
I know. That's what I'm basing
he looks
this
awful.
off. You've got him. Even 10 of the Dozer. It should be the 10 of the Hoser Bozer. Anyway, he's a Canadian.
Tanner Bozer, and Cyril Gane melted him in the in that fight. Like he tore him to shreds. So. Cyril Gane's the guy you want to look out for. He's a good prospect for the heavyweight division. The only prospect, in my opinion. The only guy who's really going to probably make a big splash in 2021.
Little shit right now. We know this.
Anyway,
we're going to go to the prelims. We'll just gloss over those, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. I think a couple of honorable mentions.
Cub, motherfucking Swanson, dude. Love seeing my boy Cub get it. His leg was getting chewed up by Pineda. Pineda looked way bigger and way more physical, but Cub was just the technical superiority in that fight. He was landing combinations, slipping punches, moving, using his veteran savvy, man. Like it was impressive to see. Like, I mean, Pineda, as you said, is a very physical fighter. They've got very similar records.
Pineda with 100% finish rate too, as well. Something like 17 subs, 8 KOs or something
preposterous like that. Yeah. And Cub tuned him up.
Yeah.
Very impressive to see. I'd like to see Cub fight anybody, right? Like at least it shows that he's not getting cut.
Maybe enjoy this, because I felt like if he if he lost, he could have been on the chopping block.
Yeah, he could have been on the chopping block. Now that we know Dana's going to get rid of a few fighters, I think he's on 2 fights now in a row. He beat Chrome Gracie. Now he's beaten Pineda. I think he deserves maybe a decent top 10-ish opponent. Maybe a Cub versus, throw a name out there, Barboza. Cub versus, I think he's already beat Jeremy Stevens. Maybe a Cub versus...
Let's see who we got.
Who's there? Arnold Allen. I'd watch that. Arnold Allen. Korean Zombie, Calvin Cater. So Josh Emmett. No, so go lower than that. Dan Ige. It looks like, surely.
Yeah, Dan Ige is a good one. It looks like everybody at featherweight is just rising, dude.
Yeah.
Featherweight's a dangerous
I'd say Dan Ige or Ryan Hall, Bryce Mitchell, Edson Barboza. He's in that ballpark where like he could fight someone between 10 and 15 and probably still be competitive.
Yeah, I agree.
He did lose to Shane Burgos pretty hard, so maybe no one really above Shane Burgos, I guess. So I don't know. Maybe Dan Ige, but still. It was an excellent fight.
Even
KO.
people on the bottom,
he's probably getting a bonus. He's probably getting 50K for that KO.
It's rough looking.
Walk-off knockout, it looked like. Who else we got? Billy Q, Let Me Down. Gavin Tucker looking... I mean, it was a grindy fight. They both look like they gassed out by the third round.
What's your nickname for...
Billy...
Gavin Tucker?
Gavin motherfucker Tucker. Looking 13-1. I mean, 100%. He's probably... up, as you said, he's making his way up through featherweight. They might even pair him up with Cub now. Like, they always want to build their new kids, you know, like the new kids on the block with that kind of crispy 13-1 record. They always are looking for big names now for those kind of fighters too. Who was last week? That Georgian fighter. Can't think of his name from last week. He's probably in the same boat. The guy came off Contender. Scroll down to the prelims.
I'm trying to remember this guy's name.
Topuria. Topuria, 10-0. Right, there's a new crop of featherweights that are coming up now that in that same boat. They're looking very impressive. Billy Q was also one of them. I love it. I can't wait.
And what else we got from that card?
I think it was just Chase the Dream. Yeah.
Well, Chase the Dream was early prelims, but
actually no. Okay, this one I want to highlight too.
Torres, dude.
Rafael Fiziev.
Oh yeah, of course.
Paul Moicano, man. Like, that guy was at the top 5 of featherweight like 2 years ago.
That happens.
Moved up to lightweight. It was a good move for him. I think his chin looked like it was given out hard. The weight cut was affecting him at featherweight. He was a very physical fighter, but he's not overly athletic. He's not fast. He's not got a lot of snap in his punches. He's got a stiff jab and a really good leg kick and a strong ground game.
And then
you got Fiziev, a spectacular athlete and one of the most well-trained strikers in the whole sport at 55. His combination.
Head striking coach at Tiger Muay Thai. Come on,
My
dude.
God. Yeah. You're not going to be able to rival that.
Who's your dream fight for him? Fiziev.
They need to make it. It's Rafael Fiziev, or Raphael, I guess, versus Brad Riddell. Brad Riddell coming out of City Kickboxing, another fighter who was a spectacular kickboxer over in...
and striking coach over in City Kickboxing.
Yeah, City Kickboxing striking coach over there. Against,
that is a fight worth putting your pants on for.
I'd pay money.
Yeah.
I'd pay well-earned money to see those two bang it out. Yeah, Fiziev looking like he's going to get a top 15 next after a performance like that. You're knocking out Moicano. I think it was round one, right at the end, sort of last minute round one. Excellent KO. Combination too. He went body, head, like left hook to the body, right hand, and then over the guard, left hand, like left hook to finish it off.
Might as well mention
fucking excellent.
Might as well mention as well.
He looks so spectacular, man.
Yeah. The opening fight to the prelims though, Tisha Torres, dude.
Tisha Torres gave her the business.
She gave her the business, dude.
Yeah.
She looked so good.
Tisha Torres, like she said on her last post or in one of her last interviews, she's fought every sitting champion at every flyweight champion strawweight champion that's been in the division. She's fought and she's beaten Rose. Did we say she beat Rose?
Motherfucker, dude. I really hope that Sam Hughes' eye is
she went on a pretty.
She said that she might she couldn't see out of her eye at the end of the fight.
I can't remember what happened. Tisha did. It wasn't like an eye poke. She clocked her. She hit her clean.
She clocked her.
Yeah, Tisha Torres has still got that shit, man. Like people thought she might have been on the way out. She's starting to do the old Carolina Kovalevich or whatever.
She's tightened up though.
Look, so she went 4 losses in a row.
Yeah,
against Jessica Andrade, former champion. Joanna, former champion. Weili Zhang, former champion. And then, Marina Rodriguez, who's now fighting.
All decisions, though, by the way.
Yeah, unanimous, though. But still, like, she was not getting finished. She was just kind of getting, out physicaled, it looked like. She was just too small. Not enough firepower to fight those bigger ladies. But Marina Rodriguez, too, has made her way up. She's fighting Amanda Hebus soon as well. I think on the next card. That's a great fight as well. I love that fight. So she didn't beat Rose. So she's lost to every champion of this division, but still. Rose.
Some notable wins in there.
Decision. So she's only lost decisions, though. She's lost, 5 losses. 4 of them are to the former champions by decision. That's not too bad. Now she's on a 2-fight winning streak. She's not going anywhere.
Journey woman, maybe.
She's not going anywhere. She's built like a fucking brick for such a tiny little lady, too. 5'1".
She's a little
She's 4'9", man. She's not 5'1".
52 kgs, dude.
Yeah, she's a rocket. She is the tiny tornado, man. She basically is the fucking Tasmanian devil, just spinning all sorts of fucking crazy attacks coming from her. That's it. What else? As he said, maybe shout out to Chase the Dream Hooper.
Yeah,
getting that 3rd round submission. Mr. Eminem's himself.
Dude, I love seeing him.
Curly-headed fuck, man. It gives me hope, man. He's built like me, and it gives me hope.
We got to end it on the story. So the first time we watch him fight, he fights Daniel Tamor, dude.
Yeah. It looks like a man versus a boy.
Yeah. Looks like in his prime man, fights a teenage boy for fucking... bumping into him at a club at his first
stealing his
M&Ms,
time
at the club, dude. First time at the bar, and he just submits the shit out of him.
Yeah. You know what it looked like? It looked like Chase Hooper was the boy on the playground kind of picking on all the little kids, and then one of the dads jumped in to kind of show this kid what's up, and Chase the fucking dream, the wet dream Hooper was like, nah, son.
And then that dad never slept with his wife again.
Right? I'm spindly, dude.
Never had sex with his wife again after that.
Yeah, I think Daniel Tamor, that's rough. And now for whoever he beat tonight too. It's rough. Yeah. It's rough losing to someone who looks like they're 15, curly-headed little, no racism here, but like a little curly-headed Jewish...
Looks like a punk,
altar boy or something. Like, I don't know if that even makes sense, but like that's what he looks like. I love him. I can't. Yeah,
so do I.
Can't wait to see him fight again.
You've got a fan in us.
Yeah, absolutely. Hot takes for you. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tune in. Let us know in the comments. Talk to us. Hit us up on social medias.
Or Chase the Dream Hooper will submit the shit out of you.
Cop a whiff, by the way. Wrap your nostrils around this.